today's job is I'm going to put up the posts. I got some metal posts there just to mark roughly where I want the corners of the garden to be. So I'm going to pick through the couple of piles of wood I'm after making, and I'm going to look for some maybe 4 or 5 inch small logs, and I'm going to sharpen them up today maybe if I have time, and I'm going to make some posts and mark out where the garden's going to be. And yeah, let's see what kind of wood we got to work with. I think that went okay. I think the first set were better than the second set. I think my cutting is too steep on this one. I got it much longer on that one. Figuring a 4-foot fence. So it's probably 5 foot now, and I'll drive it down the ground about a foot. And if it's not long enough, I'll just make some more. We'll see. It's good practice anyway. So using the chainsaw on 1 foot is probably not recommended. So I'm just going to put in a couple of nails here to hold on to the wood for me a little bit better. And, so if it rolls, it'll catch on one nail or the other, hopefully. Obviously my first time doing this. And I need to get it longer, I think. So I got lots of wood to waste, so I'll keep trying until it looks right to me. I remember when Dad used to do it when I was a kid. It seemed like it was probably 10 or 12 inches of sharp in there, so I need to get cut it on less of an angle. That seems like a bit better of an angle to me. I think that'll be fine. But I definitely got to get off all these little knots and stuff. Because obviously when you go to drive on the ground, it's going to make it possible. So, I guess that's alright, we'll find out. Yeah. That'll either make a good fence post or medieval siege defense. One or the other. So the next job, I assume is going to be a giant failure. However, I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm essentially going to be making a cartoon hammer so that I can drive in the post, because you don't want to use a steel maul because it'll beat up the top of the wood. So we're going to make a cartoon hammer instead. This piece of wood has a very slight contour kind of on that side. I hope that's alright. Turns out the biggest spade bit I have is only 1.25 inches. I'm going to go for it. However, I'm very pessimistic. If this is not a suitable size, which it 100% isn't, I can say I tried, and then I'll go get a bigger spade bit or something bigger to drill with. I don't have any big giant bits or anything. I don't even have a corded drill, so we're doing this with old faithful here, Mr. Rigid. We'll see how it goes. Once again, if you don't try anything, you're never going to learn anything. That's what I tell the kids. There we go. No worse for the wear. However, obviously spade bits, especially one so small, not the right tool for the job. Okay, so I saw bitted out a hole, and then I just dug it all out with the spade bit. And I'm going to go look for a handle now for the size of that. And I'm going to look for a handle that's slightly larger and then kind of make a point, not a point, but like taper it off on the top and jam it in that hole. Might put a couple of screws in there just to be safe if the weather cooperates. I'm going to put in the end. Obviously it's way too small at that point. Then I'm going to just lop off, start cutting up the piece of wood until I get to the point where it's a little bit too big to fit the hole, then taper it off, jam it in there as best I can, and then put in a couple of screws. And we'll see how that works for me. I'm expecting, I'll make a prediction, that I'll definitely need the screws, and that it might break when I'm pounding in sticks. I believe when Dad used to do it, he used to put a drill the whole way through. I think it'll still work. It'll get me through one fence anyway. There we go. That's how you make a hammer in 10 minutes. Good enough to pile down a few stakes, I hope. Alright, time for a quick field test. So far so good, but I feel like screws are not going to hold up, so I'm going to put a couple more in. She's in there pretty solid now. Do I want the garden to go lengthways this way, or would I rather it going lengthways this way? Decisions.